Camera's not on. Greg, your camera's not on.
Okay.
You run a professional operation here. Nice mason jar. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to a special weekend edition, a surprise weekend edition of Beer Analysis 101. And tonight's beer we're going to do, by surprise, just because a bunch of us were around and decided to say fuck it and do one. We're taking a look at Solstice Imperial Stout. Bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout from...
What'd you call it?
Great Lakes Brewing. Solstice.
Solstice?
Solstice.
I think it's pronounced Solstice.
You take the wrong beer out of the fridge, Chris?
Fuck,
wow,
yeah. No,
shots fired. Nick, you're mean tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of grumpy. All right. Yeah. Anyway, so without further ado, let's introduce the panel we got with us tonight. Go start with Greg because he's first in line here.
Do I look like a genie coming out of a bottle?
A little bit.
Cheers.
Now, face plant, you're into it like that scat, that picture you sent earlier.
It was a video, Nick. That wasn't a picture.
It was more like a GIF.
Well.
All right. How are you doing anyway, Greg?
I'm doing great for a Saturday night. I've already had 2 10.5% beers and 2 shots of weed, well, a shot and a half of weed beer. I don't know. We'll see how this goes, but I'm definitely not feeling the weed beer. But
drink the rest of it.
10.5% beers I'm feeling.
Drink the rest of it. Drink the rest of the weed beer then.
Yeah, I got to complain to Ashley's friend that the weed went away after like 5 months I've had it.
Okay. All right. Moving along to Mr. Chris off the 10th, who is with us tonight. Thank you for coming in. Chris, how's work going? How's everything going?
Everything's great. Thanks for doing this impromptu little review or analysis. I as well have had 2 10% beers earlier, so this should be interesting. Looking forward to doing this one. This one's been sitting in my fridge for a while since Greg wasn't kind enough to give this one to me, or actually I paid for it and just bring it to me anyway.
Yeah, and, you paid for it, so it worked out better for you.
Yeah, so it's definitely a 10 out of 10 already. So, yeah. Anyway, can't wait to drink it.
But we got to have a lovely lunch at that Counterpoint place or Counterpart, whatever it's
Counterpart, yeah.
There we go.
That was a good lunch, yeah. Okay. All right.
Moving over to, certainly not least, Mr. Redbeard. How you doing tonight, there, sir?
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to doing the beer. Good times.
Yep. Yeah. Are you hanging in there anyway?
I guess.
Oh, how's your pirate Lego doing? Oreo have a good poop?
He did.
All right.
Flung it across the fence. Awesome.
My dog also has pooped well today. Thank you, Nick, for asking.
All right. So let's go back over to me for a second so I can read the history on this thing. Because I actually sort of wrote one. I had a history on it for GLB already, so I just added some shit of it. Everybody's opening up their beers now and not muting themselves first, and then they say it's a professional operation. All right, so moving along. So the story of Great Lakes Brewery, we don't really have to get into detail because we've done these guys like 4 times now. It starts with in Brampton, Ontario, of all places, in 1987, when it was opened by Bruce Cornish and a group of 4 silent partners. They chose the name Great Lakes as the 5 founders had a dream of eventually opening a brewery all along all of the 5 Great Lakes. The brewery began as a malt extract brewery, making a lager and pale ale, called Great Lakes Lager and Unicorn Ale, respectively. Those are long gone. Within 4 years, however, Cornish and his partners had run out of capital to keep the brewery running. Etobicoke construction magnate Peter Balut Sr. agreed to purchase the brewery in 1990. Balut made the switch to an all-grain brewery and relocated the brewery to Etobicoke near Greg's place in 1991.
Yeah.
Eventually, GLB would open a retail outlet at the brewery in 2000, selling 6-packs of Golden Horseshoe Premium Lager and Red Leaf Lager in bottles. Doesn't Golden Horseshoe get renamed or something? I forget. Greg, you're the expert on Great Lakes.
Sorry, what was the question? I was just getting a stain.
Too late. All right. So in 2006, Great Lakes Brewing launched Devil's Pale Ale 666 at the Toronto Festival of Beer, which became one of the first craft brewed hoppy pale ales to appear on LCBO shelves when it was listed in fall 2007, helping start the trend towards hoppier beers in Ontario. In 2009, with Baluth Senior's health declining his children, Balut Jr. and Annetta Jewell took the day-to-day operations of the brewery. This change brought with it a new brewing team and new brands. Marketing led to new success for the brewery. Sadly, Balut Sr. would pass away in 2010, leaving the brewery to his family to run, with his son stepping up as president and chief brewing officer. So, of course, other beers from Great Lakes Brewing include Canuck Pale Ale, Pompous Ass, English Ale, Red Leaf Lager, Robo Hop, Imperial IPA, Octopus Wants to Fight, Miami Weiss, Wheat Ale, etc., etc., etc. There's a whole shit ton of beers from these guys. One of them, of course, is Solstice, which the gimmick about the Solstice is that it is a 11.5% ABV clusterfuck of an Imperial Stout filled into bourbon barrels on the summer solstice, aged 6 months, and then bottled on the winter solstice. First launched in February of 2016, Solstice Imperial Stout won a silver in the wood-aged Imperial Stout category at the 2017 Canadian Brewing Awards and has been brewed every year since. All right. I'm going to pour my beer and turn it over to Greg, who's going to give me his illustrious, extensive history on this beer.
Well, Nick, it all started in 1996 when I was drinking underage, and I first had a beer. And then, fast forward to, 2015, because that's according to my Untapped, GLB released this Solstice Stout, and I've had it every year since then, and I felt differently about different years. And that's the only spoilers I'm going to give you about my full review. Tune into the Beer Burglar for more.
Oh, the Beer Burglar. Did you actually do this in one of your jacket episodes?
He did.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, I'm pretty sure I did not do this one. I did a bunch.
I think you did.
No, I
think you
did.
did.
I did. That's true. I did it with one of the jackets.
Yeah, I remember.
You did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Remember.
Yeah, well, I need to actually remember what my own content is. But yeah, I mean, in terms of history of GLB, you guys know I've had like 90% of their beers, and because they live right beside me. So,
Alrighty. Okay, Mr. Chris, have you ever had Solstice before?
No, I have not. At all. I haven't had a lot of GLB beers, to be honest with you. I mean, can't remember what I've had and what I haven't had, but I have not had this one in particular. And from what I've already taken sips of, it's a good beer so far.
Holy shit.
That's my extensive history.
All right. And I'm going to take a wild guess and say that Redbeard's history is about the same.
I've not had this beer, but I've had a crap ton of beers from Great Lakes Brewing. I've been there, I think, 3 or 4 times now and got everything I could every single time. I've probably had at least 20 to 30 different beers by them at this point. And for the most part, they've all been pretty damn good. So, and just same lines as Chris there. This was not in my fridge, which is very odd because generally every beer I drink is fresh from the fridge. Greg sent me this beer and it made its way to the counter beside the fridge because I had absolutely no room in my fridge at that point in time and I forgot it was there. So for it being completely room temperature, kind of astonishing beer right here.
Whoa.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to myself, of course, and say I have no history with this beer. Had plenty of beers over at Great Lakes Brewing, and I've even been there a couple times, like Redbeard has. So we're getting into repeats here. I'm going to turn it over to actually Mr. Redbeard. Do you want to read some of the comments that we actually have? Some. We have one viewer, I think. Well, you have 4 viewers.
Well, we've got 4 viewers currently. Only one person commenting. Anybody else watching? Feel free to say hi in the comments down below. Lee Russell is here saying, "Cool story, Nick. He's almost asleep. Nick could be a storyteller." Then says, "Hello, viewers," and hello, Lee, and he called me Redbeard. Ha 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 ha.
All right, so let's open it up to the main panel here and just shoot the shit about this beer while we try to put some thoughts together on this one because I'm not ready to give my rating yet.
oh no.
Oh no.
Well, I have had multiple years of this, and I feel that GLB seem to have a little bit of problem. They're the best at IPAs. I would argue they're better than anyone at IPAs, including any of your stupid US beers, Joe. Fuck you, Joe, you dead
I don't know.
bastard.
The other half is pretty fucking good.
They make good shit, but I would say GLB can do. The only thing maybe GLB's not quite as good as they don't do that many Imperial IPAs, so maybe some American companies can get them with that. Like the 120-minute IPA is pretty damn good. But for the most part, GLB is great. I've always felt their stouts were a little bit lacking, but when they hit it out of the park, they really hit it out of the park. And their Solstice stouts are usually pretty good. They're not usually quite as good as Double Tempest, but this year, for whatever reason, I feel they've upped their game. And this is really one of the best barrel-aged stouts I have had. There are certainly better ones. I'm not gonna even this year. It's not as good as Double Tempest, but they really upped their game this year, and they did a fantastic job barrel aging this. And they made like a gazillion bottles of it. Like you can still get this easily at the brewery months later after it came out. So I applaud them that not only did they make this so delicious, but they made so much of it, which is usually difficult.
That's awesome.
The other thing I'm going to say about this is that it is, I'm going to say a criticism of it is, and my only real criticism is a little bit on the thin side. So you can kind of tell they probably maybe didn't make this beer as strong as they should have to really take the barrel. But it just makes it more drinkable. So, I mean, it's not really necessarily a bad thing. It's just I tend to like to chew my beers that are big like this.
They made another one. I think it was this year I bought it. They All Our Father's Sons or some weird name like that. It was in a smaller bottle. It was really good, though. I remember that one.
Which one that?
I do not even remember that.
I'm pretty sure I kept the bottle because it was like a 10 out of 10. It's up there somewhere. I'm just not sure where. It's called something like that. It had really cool artwork on it.
Oh, All Our Father's Sins. Oh, yeah, I had that one.
Yeah.
Let's see what I thought of it.
All Our Father's Sins.
I think it's Sons, isn't it?
To me, I thought it was
Sins.
lacking in taste and body. I felt it drank like a 5 to 6% beer. Very.
Oh yeah.
It looks like I wasn't super crazy about the flavor. I give it a 7.5.
Yeah, this thing.
Yeah.
All
I
Our
think I loved
Father's
it.
Sins. There's Greg's review of it, and there's the photo. Does look
There we go. I was just reading.
drinks like a 5.6% ABV beer.
Now, I'm not sure if I meant that as a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, I guess I wasn't overly impressed with the beer for whatever reason, but because that's where I'm usually pretty biased about GLB, so I usually give them pretty high ratings. That's actually fairly low rating.
No, I didn't even pick up that they brewed this with vanilla beans. There is vanilla in there.
Yeah, but it's very faint.
Yeah, I thought it was just coming from the barrel.
They threw a couple of vanilla beans in there, kind of like Nickelbrook did with this year's Cafe.
Yeah, a couple,
Bastardo.
like two.
Just like, here, there's your coffee. Enjoy.
Here's your coffee, man. Enjoy.
They were playing a game like who could throw the vanilla bean into the kettle from the furthest. They only got two in.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is I bought a bottle of this right when it came out and probably had it the same day. So when this was super fresh, of course, maybe it was something about my palate that day or whatever. Or I was eating too much ass or whatever. But it tasted a little bit more woody to me. And I actually think I lowered my rating on the first time I rated the 2019 one. It was kind of woody, a little bit tannic, and it didn't really have the bourbon sweetness. And then the next time I had it, which was, I don't know, a month later, maybe less than a month later, suddenly it was like a completely different beer. So when super fresh, this was actually a lower rating for me than I'm going to give it today or that I've given it recently. Just something interesting. But again, it could have just been my taste was off that day, but it just seemed like it needed just maybe a couple weeks just to cool down. That's fun. Are we giving our final thoughts yet, Nick?
Well, I'm sort of jotting a couple of thoughts down while I wait for you guys to keep talking.
I just love how easily this is drinkable. At 11.5%, you can't even tell.
It is really
no, you can't. It's drinking very, very smooth. You can't tell.
Yeah,
it's a little warming, but it's not not boozy at all. It's just perfect for a winter's night.
It's dangerous. If you had a few of those and you didn't realize how high they were, and you had like 3, and then
Like, how much is this
up,
a bottle?
it's
12
cheap
bucks.
too.
12
For what it
bucks?
is.
$12, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, considering
It's very
bourbon
reasonable.
barrel aged.
I've already bought pretty much in the last 2 months. I think I bought about 12 of these. Granted, a few of them were for you guys, and I'm probably sure I'm going to buy another 12 pack of these. They're just such a solid beer. Like, yeah, I mean, $12 is not cheap for a drink, but you know what? I can drink one of these in a night and be happy. I don't have to drink.
That is actually more expensive than Kentucky Bastard, which is surprising to me.
Yeah, but compared to this year's, this is so much better than Kentucky Bastard. I had
this year's Kentucky Bastard last night, and kind of little spoiler for the review. I actually really, really liked it. I thought it was great.
I didn't like it.
I haven't had the Kentucky Bastard
and
yet.
I returned a bunch from the LCBO and got like $40 back because I was like, I don't like this beer that much.
I liked it a lot. I was a
I've
big
never
fan.
Shit, low battery
returned beer.
remaining. I gotta charge this thing eventually.
All right, so let's go into our final thoughts. We'll start with Greg.
Well, you guys already know my final thoughts. I've really always enjoyed Solstice. I'll admit, in previous years, I thought it was just a little bit short of that previous year's competition, which was usually Double Tempest and Bring Out Your Dead and stuff like that. It wasn't quite up there with me. Still a very solid beer that I probably would have given 9 to all day long. This year's to me seems like they've really upped their game. They really seem to have gotten the perfect amount of barrel and sort of bourbon sweetness right there. And then you still got the stout as the backbone, which is really good. And I'm always iffy because GLB can make good stouts. They don't always make good stouts. I really, really like this. And of course it's a GLB beer, so I'm probably going to overrate it. I would give this a 10 out of 10. My only issue is that Double Tempest and also Bourbon County, which I had not too long ago, they both really get the idea of they make probably a stupidly strong beer for the barrel that doesn't thin out, and those beers are just so much thicker. And with these kinds of beers, I like it thick. And Jamie, here's your GIF right now of how thick I like it. There you go, just so thick. So that my only complaint about this beer is it's actually a little bit too smooth, a little bit too thin, which again, depending on perspective, that might be a plus for you. But I wish it was just a little thicker. So my only thing, I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. So it's going to be, I'm going to give it a 9.75 out of 10. That's the scale I'm rating it on.
Is it style or overall?
It really, both of them. Well, okay, style 10 out of 10. No, sorry. Let's go style 9.75 out of 10. Personal enjoyment 10 out of 10 because it is personal enjoyment, amazing. But style, I just feel there are other bourbon barrel aged beers that are just slightly better than that.
All right,
that's what I'm going with. I love this beer.
Yeah, we can just end this video right here because it's all going to be like this.
Pretty much.
All right, let's go over to Chris. Follow that up.
I'm going to follow that up by saying I love how this beer is tasting as it's warming up. This beer is now okay. When we were chatting in our little private chat in Messenger, when you're like, "Oh, let's do Solstice," I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." But as soon as I said that, and I knew we were going to do it, I ran in downstairs and pulled it out of the fridge. And I wish I would have known earlier in the day. I would have had it out of the fridge and just had it on the counter like Redbeard has his beer right now. Because as it's warming up right now in my hands and as I'm sipping on it, that fucking chocolate is coming through on this one with the bourbon. Everything is coming in and it's becoming very cohesive. And it's becoming a very, 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 very nice beer. And I wish that it was warmer earlier. But with that being said, now that I'm actually letting it warm up, I'm appreciating the actual flavors of this beer more and more. And yeah, I really like this, and I really want Greg to pick me up some more and send them to me. Well, maybe I'll just go up there and get it after work.
Well, I can certainly. I'm coming up in Niagara in the next few weeks, so just let me know how many you want. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, grab me a couple if you don't mind. I'll send you money later. So for style, okay, let's talk about the mouthfeel on this one. For me, I have to agree with Greg on this one. It is a little bit thin for being at 11.5%. I kind of wanted this one to give me more of that fuller body, more of that chewiness. It's giving you the sticky lips and everything like that, which is great for the actual high alcohol, the bourbon barrel, the fucking stout qualities, the vanilla. Vanilla isn't huge in this one, which is okay because sometimes vanilla can get to be a little bit overbearing. But I don't know. For me, this beer is almost. I'm gonna have to agree with Greg. This is almost perfect.
Yeah.
For a bourbon barrel aged stout, except for the fact that the body needs to be a little bit bigger on this one. So for style, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10, and personal enjoyment, I'll give it a 9 as well for personal enjoyment. I really enjoy this beer.
Nice. All right, thanks, Chris.
Welcome.
Move over to Redbeard. Redbeard hates it. He's going to bring it all down.
No, what I hate is being the last person. Like, well, I guess you're the last person technically.
Yeah,
but
shut
like,
up, Redbeard.
What the hell could I say that they didn't just say? Basically,
How do you think
I agree. I agree with most of it for sure.
Try going after Ashley Sexton.
That's right. Yeah, Ashley Sexton were here. He'd fucking.
I want to say if you go back and look, I think I'm the one who's right after Ashley more than anybody else. So I've dealt with that. Anyway, I agree with Greg. It is a bit on the thin side. Agree with Chris. This is warm. The vanilla is actually coming through more than it would have, I believe, if it was cold. It's super drinkable. It's super good. I'm going to go 9.5 style and enjoyment. Like again, like Greg had said, it's not. I've had better bourbon and barrel aged stouts, but this is definitely up there. It's damn delicious.
So 9.5 from both.
9.5.
Alrighty. So yeah. Let's see if who's going to be the person who brings it down. And I'm going to tell you,
only one person left.
Yeah, there's only one person left, and it's not going to be me. I actually love this. This is awesome stuff. I find it's super chewy. My biggest comment about this is I wish I could buy candies to taste like this. It's got that chewy coffee chocolate kind of like bourbon taste. It makes and vanilla. It's just got this taste that would be a great like candy or something like that to chew on. It's got loads of caramel, toffee, dark chocolate. There's dark roast coffee. The finish, it's warm. Mine's warmed up because I took mine out of the cellar. I mean, it's cold, but I mean, it's definitely warmed up to room temperature now. But the finish is so nice, and it's also very well rounded out by the touch of vanilla and a little hint of woody tannicness. It's really, really, really nice flavored beer. Very smooth finished, medium bodied. I guess when you want an Imperial Stout, I get what everybody's saying about the body being a little bit thin for an Imperial Stout. I do wish it was maybe a little bit more in the body department, but I do say that it's got a nice, easy drinking body as well as it's the finish. It's warming, but it's not boozy. How this thing is incredibly deceptive for how drinkable it is. You can't tell this is 11.5% ABV. This drinks more like it's a 7 or an 8. So yeah, for style, I'm gonna give it a 9. Overall, a 9.5. This stuff's really tasty. Anyway, let's go back to the main panel and actually turn it over to Redbeard, who's got some comments to read. Maybe one comment from
Greg,
Lee.
the contrarian piece of shit. We all know it's the truth.
That is true. Lee has me totally figured out.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that up there for a second. And
check out the next episode of Cape Shit sometime in 2021. Me and Redbeard will be on. We'll do Thor 2. Yay!
Yeah. Someday. Good done tonight? Possibly. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this beer is fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, you know what? This would probably even be better if I didn't have the other 10% beers earlier today.
And then your taste gone to hell.
I'm willing to bet this is going to be better than MGD.
Wow, that's impossible.
Nick, what did you score this? I wasn't even listening. Kind of like what you do when
I did a 9 and a 9.5.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is going to be the number one beer on Beer Analysis.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the highest rated beer we've ever done.
Yep.
Because we haven't done Double Tempest yet, and we're going to.
Well, we'll see. Maybe
we'll
hate that.
I gotta send that bottle back.
I gotta send you that bottle forward. We'll get it soon, Redbeard. We'll hook you up.
Wow. Looking at the fucking scores I just wrote down. This is insane. Yeah, this
Bring
is
'em up.
most likely. I haven't done the graphic yet, but I will.
Remember when I used to do that?
Hell,
I
you should
don't
have the graphic
Yeah,
done before
when
we
you
even
used to do
start.
that, and you did an awesome job on it, and then you stopped, and now it's never been the same again.
Why did
maybe
you
I'll get
stop?
back into it one day.
What happened with that? Like, it could have taken you more than 5 minutes to make one. You already have the template and stuff done up.
I don't
Change
have
out the
a template.
names.
No, I had one like all the time. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I had a
Yeah,
great
and then
time.
you wouldn't give it to me.
But then
Listen,
it's on my other computer. I should
You know
send
what?
it to you, Nick.
Let's all give Nick a round of applause because Nick put this beer analysis together on very short notice. He's done his history, he's done his graphic, and you know what? It's a little bit of work. So let's give him a round of applause. I'm not even being sarcastic.
That's almost the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Greg.
You put a show together on a very like short notice, and you did a fantastic job. It's just as professional as the regular show.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
And
Give him extra props because like yesterday wasn't as much, but we did a live show yesterday.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
This is the
some
best
pretty high
beer.
ratings.
This is the
Yeah,
highest scored
that's-
beer on beer analysis.
I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm pretty sure we have never rated anything that highly before. I mean, there is some room for improvement on the Solstice, like that thin body. It's not even thin. It's just it's almost
not
perfect.
thick enough.
Yeah, it's a fantastic beer.
It is.
You know what? We were doing really well on the Bring Out Your Dead, and then Ashley got the bad bottle. And I will tell you, I've had 3 bottles in the last month. All of them have gone bad, so I'm really, really disappointed because Bring Out Your Dead 2018 fresh, one of my favorite beers of all time, and now that it seems to be infected, it's.
I honestly believe that
It's a
if
little
Jamie, or next time I'm in Cambridge for work, if I can get over to, especially if timing's right, and get Rat Queen for you guys, and we all do analysis, it'll win.
An analysis
it'll
of
be
Rat
the
Queen
number
would be amazing.
I mean, Rat Queen was really good the one time I had it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, what was it, the maple barrel aged or something like that? Rat Queen that Jamie brought from Barn Cat.
Yeah, we did on the 10th.
On the 10th.
Yeah.
That was good stuff.
And then the last time I did it was the one with the vanilla, and it was fucking dynamite. When we had our BYOB.
Oh right,
first one.
Yob.
Should do another BYOB. We're stocked for beer analysis beers for the next little while. Which, by the way, nobody's asked what the next week's beer is going to be. So I guess I can't say. It's not really next week yet because it's like technically at the time of this recording 7 minutes until it's the next week, and we're not doing one back to back.
Yeah, so it's
In
next
your
week's
time.
beer. So Nick, what is this Wednesday's beer?
So nobody's going to ask it in the comments.
I just asked.
We don't have any viewers
We only
anyway.
have
So
one person commenting.
yeah,
here.
then it's Lee.
not-
So
yeah.
we're gonna do, and I wonder if Lee did you send one of these to Lee, Greg?
No, I didn't. I
say
don't even know
anything.
Lee's address. I just figured it's a shed somewhere.
It's probably a good thing. Anyway, we're gonna do, and you know what? We're gonna go with the same brewery. Like tonight's brewery was kind of like on the spot impromptu, and the only reason it came together so well is because I already had history for this brewery already.
Yeah.
I got a
That's
short
the best.
history to write for the next one too, because we're also going right back to Great Lakes, and we're gonna do Apocalypse later.
Yeah.
Which
I'm going to bring this one down. I'm sure.
Okay.
just
This is a black IPA that weighs in at a whopping 10% ABV. So this should be like Imperial black IPA. So it should be rather interesting. Hey, look. It's Lee's blow-up doll being ejected from a cannon.
Poor Lee.
Oh, I'm
paid
sorry,
good
Lee. We
money
love
for
you, Lee.
that.
Yeah, I know.
Did not see that coming.
We just got a comment. We got a comment.
What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? I don't have it here.
No, I gotta wait for it to come up for you. Come on, you gotta.
Oh, these fucking YouTube comments.
Well, the YouTube comments take so friggin' long to load inside of StreamYard. It's insane.
It is weird.
Yeah,
You'll get
it's
it.
already posted live probably on the
Wait,
chat.
the last comment from Lee I have is "fuck you, Nick."
Well, that sounds about right.
There's a new one that says unfriended.
Yeah, he unfriended you, Nick.
Oh God, do I have it yet? Nope, I didn't see it yet. So we're gonna go offline before that happens. Yeah, we actually have five years because I just loaded that. That's me being stupid.
Let's do some final thoughts while Well, Lee is just unfriending everybody.
All right, go ahead.
Final thoughts on this one. This is fantastic. I can't wait to do Double Tempest. I hope I don't have a bad bottle of it.
I hope not either.
But
There we go.
yeah, that'd
Now
be
I
good.
have them.
If we're gonna do Double Tempest, can we do it when I'm on a day shift? I'll let you know.
Yeah, let us know.
So I
Well,
can do it.
it'd probably be like February at this point because
What?
Greg's still got to
Well,
make an
Double
exchange.
Tempest is something. There's no rush to do that beer. That could
No,
keep
there
it
isn't.
for a while.
Exactly.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Like we've got the next 3 weeks of beers planned out, so I mean we're talking basically Double Tempest will be February at the earliest.
Okay.
In time for my
I'll let
birthday.
you know what shift I'm on. So we'll time it so if when I see my schedule, if I'm on
Yeah, I
days,
mean
we'll do it
ideally
on
we
this
want
February.
everyone who has the beer.
We'll
which
time
is
it so you can
us
call
four
in
plus
sick the next goddamn day or something.
actually.
I don't call in sick when I'm on this new job. No way.
Yeah, because you actually enjoy your job now.
I do. It's
So if you're actually sick, you're not going to call in sick.
well,
You're going to go to work. You're going to
Well,
go
he
to work
said
and
he's
infect
actually
everyone with
sick.
herpes.
Herpes.
If I went to work
Yeah.
and turned into a robot,
Everyone knows
I'd
Chris has
really
herpes.
enjoy
Come
it
on.
too.
Chris is a herpes.
I am a herpes.
Huh? Love you, man.
What happened now? Hey, where's those reviews, Carrie, of the ones the beers that I sent you? What's going on?
Carrie?
They're coming. Again, big backlog. Fucking working through it. I'm back to that. I've done it every day so far. Released at midnight. I've got another one coming out in about an hour. Fucking daily drink vlog shit. So
Yeah.
What's coming up? Wait, what's coming out in an hour?
something by Blood Brothers, I think, if I remember correctly.
Ooh,
I like
Blood
Blood
Brothers.
I
That's
think.
some nice stuff.
And my buddy was in Toronto a while back, and he put a picture on Facebook of him at the brewery, and I sent him a text being like, "Get me some beers," and he was like, "Send me some money." So I did, and he did.
Well, it
Yeah.
worked out.
Cool story,
Yeah.
bro.
It was like you guys wife swapped. It was like totally consensual.
Jesus.
Exactly
All right,
like
all
that.
right, all right.
Exactly like that.
Anyway, we're done with beer analysis for the night. We'll come back on Wednesday, and Redbeard's got his penis out. So thanks for watching. I'm sorry, Lee. I love you. But anyway, we've got 4 viewers. I want to thank everybody for actually watching this crap, and we've got the people that are on the panel. Greg, thank you for sending us all this beer. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Redbeard, for coming on at such short notice. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Ashley on here, but I'm sure he'll enjoy drinking a barrel-aged stout by himself.
Oh, he will. Plus,
Yeah.
we'll have to.
It'd go along with the 15 other beers he drinks a day.
We'll have to get him to let us know when he drinks it, so we can get his feelings and kind of
see if his bottle's infected. You know what? Maybe that's why this beer did so well.
I'm just
his
curious.
Infected bottle's not in the mix.
I'm just curious to see if him being here would have brought it up, kept it the same, or brought it down, kind of thing. Because again, pretty historic moment right now. Highest rated beer on this long running, highly established, very acclaimed.
Well,
like,
yeah, the thing it's not really
critically reviewed to the highest level. This program that we're on right now on YouTube.
Well, you think about it. This is the highest rated beer we've ever done.
That's what
I
I'm
imagine
saying.
Double Tempest is going to beat this, but I can't wait.
I don't know.
Let's not hype it up. It might not. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, everybody's leaving. We only got 2 viewers, and one of them's probably me. So I'm going to turn this thing off. If anybody's up for a hangout, I'm up for it. But thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you folks later.
Peace out.
Penis.
Penis.